Okay, so now we're going to take a look at subtracting integers. So we're going to turn these subtraction problems into addition problems. I can use diagrams to represent subtraction problems with integers. So we have to drag and drop the next to the appropriate diagram. So I can see I'm going, in my picture, I can see that I'm going positive 3. I'm going from 0 to positive 3, and then I'm going from 3 to 10. So I'm ending on 10. So if I looked at it, I would know that 3 plus 7 should go here. The next one shows I'm on 3, and then I'm going in a negative direction, and I'm going a negative 7. So I need to think about that. So I'm going in a negative direction, and I'm ending up on negative 7. So if I look at this and I'm trying to figure out which diagram would go there, I might have to stop and think, okay? Let's just pause. So let's look at this next one. We start at 0 and we're going to positive 3, and then we're going back to negative 7. Well, I think that one's going to go right there. So I have these two subtraction ones that are causing me a hiccup. So let's think. 3 minus 7. So I have 3 and I take away 7. I'm going to end up on negative 4, right? I have 3 and I'm going to end up on negative 4. So I'm thinking I'm going to go here. And I think I'm going to go here. We're going to try it out. So now I want you to try. Okay, so the addition ones are the pretty easy ones. So let's try and figure those ones out first. So I know that I have negative 11, and then I'm going back 2. So I know this has to be a negative 11 plus 2. So we're going to drag that there. The second one, I know I've got 2, and I'm going back some number, but I end up on 9. So it's got to be this one. So now we end up with this trouble where we end up with these 2. So they started on negative 11, and then they subtracted 2. I think this one's going to go here. And then this one starts on 2 and then goes 11 in the negative direction. So I'm thinking it's going to go there. All right, so now we're going to think about subtraction as the same as adding the opposite. So subtracting is going to be the same as adding the opposite. So if I'm doing my problems, I have negative 8 and positive 8. I'm going to go back to my chips. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then I have negative 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And we talked about how we make our 0 pairs. We end up with 0, right? Now this one's not hard. 8 minus 8, that's 0. I don't even have to think about that. Okay? Don't lose what math you know while we're trying to do these integers. So now we're going to do 8 plus negative 5. So I have positive 8. The crayon's fatter. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then I have a negative 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then I'm going to cross them out. So I'm making my 0 pairs. And I'm left with 3 positives. And I know 8 minus 5 is 3. You've known that since you were in 1st or 2nd grade. Okay, so now we're going to try this one. 8 plus negative 12. So I have 8, which is going to be red. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And negative 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So I'm going to cross out my 0 pairs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and I'm left with 4 negatives this time. So I have $8 and I take 12. So I had 8 and then I spend 12. So I'm at 8 and I subtract 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I get -4. Now I want you to think about this. 8, positive 8, they are opposites. -5, positive 5, they are opposites. -12, positive 12, they are opposites. So we're going to use that same principle here. So we have -5 and positive 5. Well, I know that's going to be 0. How do I know it's going to be 0? Because when I draw out those dots, I know that I'm going to get 5 negative dots, 5 positive, or 5 red, 5 yellow. I'm going to cross them out and make 0 pairs. So now this one, it says add the opposite. So that's -5 plus 5, right? -5, I'm adding the opposite. So the opposite of -5 is positive 5. So I have 0. So then the next one, -5 plus 9. 2, 3, 4, 5, plus a positive 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Do my crossouts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I'm left with positive 4. Okay, now we're going to add the opposite. Subtraction is just adding the opposite. So we have -5 plus 9. Well, that's exactly the same. So we know that's going to be 4. Okay, -5 plus 2. So let's start on -5 and we're going to go forward 2. 1, 2. So I end up with -3. So we're going to add the opposite. -5 plus 2. Looks exactly the same. So the answer is going to be -3. Subtraction is just the same as adding the opposite. All right, so we can choose our strategy here. Well, I know 9 minus 4 is 5. I've known that since the beginning of subtraction, when you guys were using your fingers and you were counting in elementary school. So now we have 4 minus 9. So I'm going to add the opposite. So 4 plus -9. So I'm going to use my little chips. So 4 positives, 1, 1, 2, 3, 4. And my 9 negatives, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then I'm going to cross them through. And yellow is negative, so I have -5. All right, same thing. I'm going to add the opposite. So 9 plus 4. Well, 9 plus 4, I've been doing that. That's 13. Done. Don't have to draw it out. -9, and then I'm adding the opposite, plus 4. So I end up with 9 negatives, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And I have 4 positives, 1, 2, 3, 4. Then I'm going to cross them out. And I end up with 5 negatives. Because negative is yellow. Now for this next one, I want you to try it. I want you to pause the video and try it out, because watching me do it over and over and over again is not going to help you. So I'm going to add the opposite. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4. I can't make any 0 pairs, so I know my answer is going to be -13. I'm adding the opposite. 4 plus 9 is 13. I don't have to think about it. I know it. Okay, -4 plus 9. Okay, so I'm going to do my chips again. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4. And then my 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So now I'm going to start crossing them out. I'm left with 5, and the reds are positive, so it's going to be 5. Last one, negative 4 plus negative 9. So again, I'm going to draw it out. 1, 2, I like the crayon better. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Can't make any zero pairs, so I know my answer has to be negative 13. All right, so now they want us to circle all the choices that are equal to negative 5 minus negative 12. I'm going to rewrite it as an addition problem. Negative 5 plus 12, because subtraction is just adding the opposite. So if I draw it out, that would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So now I'm going to create my zero pairs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I'm left with positive 7. So when I look, I know that it's definitely number 2, not number 1. So it says the difference between negative 5 and negative 12. Okay, well, difference tells us to subtract. It's going to be number 3. The difference between 12 and negative 5, well, that would mean 12 minus negative 5, and that's a different problem. That'd be negative 12 plus 5. So number 4 is out. So then I'm looking at my two addition equations, negative 5 plus 12 or negative 5 plus negative 12. I already did it right here. So I should have gotten 2, 3, and 5. So for your cool down today, I want you to tell me which other expression has the same value. So remember, you're adding the opposite. Okay, so you change it to add the opposite. Okay? If you need help, I have appointments on Calendly on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. Email a study buddy, see Mr. Morgan's help video, and there's extra practice on Khan Academy.